up, all you motor fanatics? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are returning, if you guys are new, welcome to Dino Motor Reviews. I'm super glad to have you with me today. And today's video is going to be a part 2. So if you didn't catch part 1, you'll definitely want to go check that out. That way you don't get lost. But this is going to be the step-by-step install of the Vortex ECU, the Airbox mod by Twisted Development. And we're not even going to play around. We're just going to jump on into the video. So to start off, we're going to get the Airbox all dialed up, put the air temperature sensor back on, and that's going to be a T20 Torx bit or Torx driver. And you're just going to put that on to where it's snug. We'll get all the rubber grommets back onto the Airbox. And that'll take some time. You can put a little Dawn dish soap, that'll help you get them on, but I just put them on dry and then gave them a few twists to make sure they were in there properly, they're seated right. Then after that, we're going to get the clamp put onto the air boot. And I had to loosen it a little bit, but we're going to give it a couple spins to tighten it back up. And then after that, we're going to put this little rubber tab on that holds the air cage down. We are switching out to the Power Flow kit by Twin Air, so it eliminates the backfire screen. Then we're going to get the other locking tab put on. And that's why you keep all the stock parts off of your Airbox, the stock Airbox. Put a zip tie on for the wiring harness to keep that off the valve cover. Then we're going to put the ECU into its boot. You'll get a brand new one from Vortex. And then you'll zip tie up those two wires somewhere to the frame. We're going to connect the wiring harness back to the ECU. And then to cover the connector, we're going to pull that rubber boot over the top. Then we're going to put the rubber boot onto the two little tabs that go up underneath the fender. Fender is going to cover it. Get the throttle body seated back on. Push it all the way down. Make sure it's seated. It shouldn't move anywhere. It should seat down and stop. And it shouldn't move side to side because it should go into its little groove. Tighten down the Allen bolt. Then we're going to connect the wiring harness back to the throttle body and to the injector. Should be 3 connectors. All right, once those are on, we're going to put these little collars back into the rubber grommets of the Airbox. And they can fall out on you, so be careful. Just make sure that you find all of them. We'll seat down the air boot onto the throttle body, onto the top of it. And we'll check it with a flashlight here in a little bit. You're going to get a 12mm bolt that's going to go to the top of the Airbox for the Power Flow kit because there's going to be a locking tab. A little 8mm bolt's going to go over the locking tab. Tighten down the Airbox. Then we'll just check, make sure we're seated, and then tighten down the Allen bolt. A little bit of grease around the rim. That way it just ensures that we're not getting dirt and debris down into the Airbox. Get the new Power Flow cage and air filter on. Make sure it's seated. Then we're going to put that locking tab on. 8mm bolt. That's just going to secure it to the bike. That way you don't have any malfunctions. Connect the wiring harness back up to the air temperature sensor. That one was a little bit of a pain to get on. We'll put the fuel line onto the injector and make sure that locking tab's on. Then we're going to put the zip tie onto this wiring harness to make sure it's secured to the Airbox. That way it's not laying up against the valve cover, and then snip off the excess. Now we're going to put the throttle cables back on. Take your time with this. It is a tight area and it is a little difficult to get in there with your fingers and push this in, but just make sure everything's getting aligned. You're not fraying a cable or you're not binding it up anywhere. And then we're going to tighten down the nut by hand and just get it to the top. Then we'll come in with our 10mm wrench and then snug it up to the throttle body. And then just quarter 1/8 or a quarter turn. That usually works for this. Make sure that you can twist the throttle and that everything's returning properly. There's no binding or anything. Then we'll put the throttle cable covers on. Then we'll tighten up the Allen head bolt. Make sure that the throttle twists just fine. Put the fuel tank back on, lift the little tab up onto the back. Then we're going to tighten down the 2 bolts up front there. Next, we're going to go on to the fuel line, and we're going to connect it to the fuel pump. Get these little plugs off here. Push the fuel line all the way on until it clips. Move the clip over. Get the C-clamp put back on. I bought extra of these just in case they break. They are pretty fragile, little plastic piece. Wire harness connected back up to the fuel pump. Get the airbox on. Now we're just going to work on putting the plastics on, put the silencer back on. It's pretty simple from here. I use a nut driver for all my plastic components. That way I'm not over tightening. But that should be the install for your Twisted Development Airbox mod and Vortex ECU for the 2024-2025 YZ250F. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to catch you guys on the next one. I hope this helps you guys if you guys do decide to put this mod on. I think it's a pretty phenomenal mod. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching the full video content. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to catch you on the next one. And if you guys did enjoy that video and you like what we're doing on this channel, give us a thumbs up and a like, then click subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. It just helps this channel grow, and it helps me be able to release future video content for you guys down the road. And if you do subscribe, you might as well click the bell notification icon. That way you're the first to see the video content before anybody else. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I am out. As always, guys, ride safe.